Hello, Lisa here, and welcome to my channel. And today I have two very fun page ideas. I think they're very fun. So I'm going to start with the fairly easier one, and then we'll move to the second one, which is a little bit more involved, but truly I think a great idea. But I'm not going to show you that one yet. You'll have to wait. All right, so the first one here is a this version. I've got a couple versions. This one has two tucks. There's a tuck on this side, there's a smaller tuck on this side, and then a place to hidden journal. Now, there was something similar out there I saw. I wish I could remember where I saw it, but they had it where it flipped around the page, and I think there was maybe a tuck on this side, so it's a little bit bigger. But I used a 6x6 piece of paper for this, and we all know we've got tons of 6x6, and it really didn't lend itself to wrapping around. Originally, it's kind of hard to see, but I did have a score mark here for a 1/2 inch to wrap around, but I saw no reason for it because a 1/2 inch wrapping on this side really did no good, and it just took away from the depth of this to go here and for this pocket. So I decided to change it up a little, and that's kind of how I roll, and hopefully that's kind of how you roll too. You see something, get an idea, and make it your own. Do something different, a little twist on something. No idea seems to ever be truly new. They seem to be just, you know, versions of versions. So this is my idea. I did attach a what I want to call a bookmark. I've got these a while ago on Temu. They're just heavy duty cardstock kind of cardboard things. I put it on there just to kind of weigh down the hidden journal spot a little bit, and then just two cut off cards decorated. Okay, so I'm going to push this to the side for now, and I'm going to show you. So I was first thinking, oh no, I'm going to show you how to do it. Hello. And then I'll show you my reversions or new versions or add-ons. Okay, so I got a 6x6 piece of paper here. It actually started out as an 8.5 by 11, but I ended up having to use part of it, cut it down, blah blah blah, 6.5 or 6x6. But you can definitely start out with a normal 6x6. Okay, so the score places for these is fairly simple. You probably don't even actually need a scoreboard. It's going to get folded in half, so you're going to score it at 3 inches. And then depending on which side you want to fold back, you're going to score at 1.5. Now this really kind of doesn't matter because it looks the same from both sides. But if there was something pretty or focal pointy, I'd want to make sure it got folded correctly. So we are going to score at 1.5. And why I say you don't really need to score it is because you are going to fold it in half, which is the 3. This is pretty lightweight paper too. Might want to score it if you have heavier paper. We're going to fold it into itself here. Sorry, I did it wrong. We're going to fold it into itself. If you've got double-sided, it won't be seen, so single-sided works fine. And then you're going to take the top half and you're going to fold it back to where it is just even with that, which is the 1.5. So two simple folds. And I took the rounder, oh, there's right in front of my face, and I did round the corners. I just thought it looked a little bit more fun. So there it is. So all we had to do was then glue down, and I'm not going to glue this one down, glue down the top and the bottom to make the pocket, and then we're going to glue here and here to make this pocket. Now another version you could do is if you don't want a hidden journaling spot, you could just take it and glue this completely down, and it would be done. And there you go. Glue, glue, glue on that side when you put it down on the bottom, and glue, glue to do the tuck. 6x6 piece of paper. Fun, easy place to add to a page. Now you don't have to necessarily even do the top and the bottom for a tuck. You could just do the bottom and the side and do a full-blown big piece tuck in there versus a side tuck. Okay, now my other version, I've already glued it into my page ideas, my border ideas book, is this one right here. And I have stuck just kind of fake fake tags in there to show that there's the side there and the side there. So it looks very similar, just not as tall. But for this one, I took a full 12-inch piece of scrapbook paper that was 12 inches by, maybe, it was this cutoff I had laying around, 4 1/4. Yeah, so I'm not sure, it was just a piece I had laying around. So I did the same thing to do the folds at the 3 and the 1 1/2, and then the other side 12 I did the same thing, the 3 and the 1 1/2. This side for my page idea book, I have that it opens to show I can do hidden journaling, again double tuck spot, and this side that I glue down to show I can do both. All right, so let's show that in full version. And I have this piece that's laying around, again, just a scrap piece. This one is not double-sided. It is the full 12 inches wide by 8 inches tall. Again, just a random scrap of paper, and I think it should work because I think I might want to cut it down a little. Nah, I'm not going to cut it down. You know, 8 1/2 inch, this 8 1/4 inch tall piece of paper that you would put in a journal. Yeah, let's add it to that. Okay, so scoreboard, we're going to score it at 6, or again, just fold it in half, and bone folder. There you are. Just because it's a little thicker piece of paper. Okay, and then we will score it at the 3-inch mark and the 1 1/2, or again, you can just fold it onto itself. So we can fold it up to that mark and fold it back to there. We're going to do the same on this side. We're going to fold it back in. Now you can tell that it's just a tad bit crooked there, but it's going to be on 2 sides of a page, so no one's ever going to know. All right, so we're going to fold this back to here. So there it is. Now if you want to, since it's white on one side, if you want to go ahead and, you know, ink it up, doing it beforehand is probably the best idea. Just this side real quick. You can tell it's landed in ink or something. It laid somewhere. Okay. All right, so there it is. Now I think I'm gonna, always right in front of my face. I'm going to round the edges. And I'm just going to do one side at a time, because as it is, that's 3 pieces of paper, or 3 folds, or 3 layers, I guess you would call it. And oh my goodness. I'm going to glue it onto that fake page to show you what it would look like attached. All right, so we're just going to use this. It's just a nondescript kind of weird page. And we're just going to glue it there. All right, so again, we started out with a full 12. But depending on how tall you want your pockets to be, that would be how tall you make it. Then this was a full 8 inches. The one in my idea book was like 4 inches. You could do a 6-inch piece, you know, whatever, 5-inch, whatever size you would normally want to do. All right, so let us glue it in. All right, so I'm just going to throw a little line down there too, just to make sure it attaches to the page. Okay. All right, so we have glue on the top and the bottom. And then we are going to glue this little side tuck to do that. All right, so we would have a tuck right in there, and we'd have a tuck right in there. If we wanted to make it a journal spot, we would keep it open. If we want to close it and just decorate, that would work also. So I'm just going to leave that open for a journal spot. And for this side, I'm gonna do what I said before about the tuck spot. So I'm just gonna glue the bottom. I'm gonna throw some glue down the center just so it attaches to the page. All right, so now, and it's probably not as necessary for this size, but just as me to remember what it is, it would be a little bit more if it was half, but now a piece can go all the way in there. And I'm gonna glue this tuck down, because I will put this into my, when I finish the other one too, into my page book. All right, and this one I think I'm gonna glue all the way down, and I'm gonna use a stick glue just to do that real quick. All right, so this side is no journaling spot, but it does have a handy little tuck on that side and a handy little tuck on that side. And decorate away, journal spot, decorate the little, be cute for a nice tall thin flower. I've got some of those tall thin flowers I might have to fussy cut out of the Victorian photo album book. That would be kind of cool. Have a nice tall thin skinny flower there. Yeah, that'd be fun. Even some of those border strips I made, like these with the washi, something like that would be fun. Yeah. So there's that, and there's that idea. All right, so we're gonna put that with that idea, and we're gonna put this to the side, and we're gonna pause the video for a moment so I can clean these few things up and get prepared for the next page idea, which I think is fantastic. So come on back. All right, I am back. So we just finished up that wonderful page idea, and this is the next page idea. Okay. So this is a double-sided page idea. So we have on this side, we have flipped out, place a journal. I just inked over this because there was kind of a mess. And then we have this side, which has a place to journal. You could also journal back here, and you just tuck it in so it stays. And then the back side, same thing. I didn't ink this side. Two places, journal, journal, journal back here. Tuck it in. Decorate how you want. Double-sided, double flip, double hidden journal space. Triple double. I love it, right? Very fun, fun, fun. I can't say that I've seen it anywhere, but again, who knows? Subconsciously, I might have seen it somewhere. The other idea is I did put two here just for fun. You could put one in the center, would be an option instead of having the two, but I thought the two was kind of fun to be able to do that. Yeah, these were both double-sided papers. I'm going to show you using one that's double-sided and one that's not, because if it's going to be a journal spot in the back, it really doesn't need to be double-sided at all. So let's put this to the side and let's get my papers. All right, so the size of the paper is going to depend on how big your page is. So we're going to put it on this page. Now this page is I think 8 1/4. Yeah, this is 8 1/4. So I'm going to make these 8 inches because we need a little bit of a gap, the gap in between to not touch each other and have room for the circles to go. All right, so this is, like I said, that is an 8 1/4 page, and I'm going to cut it probably just shy of 8 inches for that. Maybe 7 7/8 we're going to call it. Now these were 12 by 12s to start. I have cut them down to the width of 5 inches, and again, that is based on your page that you want to put it on, because most pages are, what, 5.5, which is, yeah, this was, yeah, 5.5. So I did 5-inch wide for the space. But if you have just a tinier, you know, maybe a tall, skinny travel journal, you want to do a skinnier one, it's going to be based on that. But so we're going to cut the 12 by 12s down to 5. And we're going to cut them down to 7 7/8. So technically, if you wanted to start with a digital that's 8.5 by 11, and you've printed it on the thicker cardstock, you don't want copy paper because you're going to be opening and closing it. So if you have an 8.5 by 11, you could easily cut it down to 5 by 8 and have it printed one side or two sides. All right, so I cut the 5 down, but I haven't cut down the 8 or the 7 7/8, and I just want to show you something fun. I've had this cutter. I had it scrapbooking, and I went and grabbed it today, and I was like, what's that? Kind of forgot that was there. Didn't know it was there. I've been always cutting, like, I can't cut more than 4 inches because that's where it ended. Well, there we go. Up to 15 inches now. Silly Lisa. I probably knew it at some point because, like I said, this is from my scrapbooking days, so it's pretty old. But yeah, fun times. Okay, so what I say, we're gonna cut this into 7 7/8. All right, so we have 7 and we have 8, and we're gonna go right below that. So 7 7/8. There we go. And this can be used, and probably couldn't tell, but in my sample piece here, when I did this right here, that's where these 2 cards came from, the cutoff from the rest of that. So here is a journal card. All right, 7 7/8, and this one is, I think I'm gonna cut this part off. Nope, we're gonna cut this part off. Okay, all right, 7 7/8. And journal card. Now, these are going to be folded, so you kind of want to have ones that aren't going to go upside down, because one is going to be upside down, one is going to be regular. But if you're going to decorate it, it's not as big of a deal. I think I'll put this one on the bottom because these letters are pretty big. I don't think they look as good upside down. And this would be fine upside down because that 5 is sideways, the 3 is, looks, that 8 is the same way, that looks like a W. So I was okay with flipping this over, and this is going to be flipped over, so there are circles, and I think I'll probably put that on the top because I don't want to put the bird upside down because that would be weird, and I'm okay with the word upside down because I could always throw some sort of decoration right there for that. Okay. All right, so choose your papers, thinking about how it's going to flip over either the top or the bottom of the page. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so if you want to ink them, you want to do it beforehand, because once it's on the page, it gets a little harder to do. I'm only just really kind of getting rid of the edge. Not really making it grungy, but just getting rid of the white edge that's there. And if you want to ink the inside where it might be written on, I'm going to take care of that now, and this is a little bit, I thought the dots were still writable when I picked this paper. Okay, so for scoring, I am going to use the scoreboard for this, but you technically don't have to do that, but I think it's a little easier because the one scores are kind of tiny, but it is going to, since this is 8 and 7 7/8, I'm going to fold it in half. If I made it 8, I would know I'd have to score it at 4, but being at 7 7/8, it's kind of a weird division. So I'm gonna fold it in half. So whatever your page is, you're gonna want to have that folded in half. And then for the score marks, to do the fold downs, because we want to be able to fold it down but still be able to glue it to the page. We're going to score that a half an inch from the fold. So we're going to put that fold on 4, and I'm going to score half an inch to that side and half an inch to that side. And there we go. Okay, just gonna do that. All right, so we got that, and then we're gonna do the same with this one. Wow, fingers aren't working. There we go. All right, put that at 4 and a half and a half. Okay. I'm just kind of working the folds so that they are folding both ways fairly easily. Okay, put this away and let's get our page out. Okay, so we're gonna go on this page. Now, like I said, we're going to decide which one's going to be the top and which one's going to be the bottom. So we're not going to glue it down now. We're going to just put it on there. My fingers aren't working very well because my wrist is killing me. So okay, so we're going to push this and put it where we think it's going to land, because we're going to mark for the circle brads, or the circle spots that we want to put in there. So I punched out a bunch of circles already, so I'm just going to lay one down to kind of approximate where I think I would like them to go. And I mean, I could put them closer to the edge if I want, but I just want them inside a little bit, like that. So we're going to figure out that that is going to be the center right there, and that is going to be the center right there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and poke these so it makes it a little easier to put the brads in. All right, so we're going to poke you and poke you. All right, so for the circles, I have cut 4 circles that I want to sit on the top. I just have these beigey yellow ones, pretty simple. I thought they went okay with both patterns. You can print, you can do a pattern, a solid, whatever you want, but you need 4 of them for the top, and then we need 4 of them for a second layer, and I just have some random ones to go here. So, but we do want to put all the holes in the same spot. So I'm gonna gather these guys up. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do all 8 at once, but we're gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna just use my handy dandy little eraser here. And just as a spot to push in. And I did put one, I had a hole from earlier that I thought was center, so I'm just gonna push that through. And did I go through? It did go through. It's stuck, there we go. All right, so we got all the holes. Just gonna push through that way a little bit, and okay. Beautiful. So now they all have holes in pretty much the same spot. Okay? All right, so for the front 2, I'm gonna glue the 2 of them together, and I'm just gonna glue the non-color one that I don't care about to one of the ones I want on top. Now I do a half a quarter of a twist on there to get the glue to spread a little bit. Can't twist it for too long because you know the art glitter glue will stick pretty fast. And I'm just going to edge that. Okay, we're going to do the same on the next one. Now I'm doing 2 only because I want a bit of strength on there for being in and out. I don't want it flimsy. The pieces on their own were pretty strong to begin with, but I thought 2 of them were going to be much better. Okay, so there's 2 for the top. The 2 for the back we are not going to glue together yet, but I am going to ink the top one right now because it's hard to ink after it gets added. All right, so for this I have 2 tiny little brads for this. Okay, so we're going to take tiny little brad through the tiny little hole, and we're going to push it through. Oh, try that again. There we go. Okay, now we're going to take the non-pretty one and we're going to put it on top of that brad. And that's where we're going to close the leg on that one. Okay, and then we will go ahead and glue the single layer, pretty one, and I shouldn't have put a hole in that one. But I have to put some sort of decoration on top. Okay. Because I don't have any more of this paper, I cut all the holes for this one. All right, because on this one, I didn't do the holes on those. So we're just gonna have to find something, a little label, a little sticker, a little button, something to put on there just to get rid of that hole. Okay. I could actually, I mean, it doesn't have to be the same color as the circle on the other side. I could just punch 2 new colors, but that's okay. All right, so for the second one, I'm gonna put the hole through the double layer one and go ahead and put the single layer on. I find that the top of the glue stick is a good pusher downer because you don't have to hurt your fingers. And go ahead and glue the cap on. I take an extra second to do this one because we want to kind of push around because it's not exactly on a flat surface. Make sure all the stuff gets oozed in there pretty good. One final push. And now we have a bit crooked, going uphill, 2 circles. Okay. All right, so now to attach these pages, this one was going to be the bottom. And I think I'm going to put this one on the front. So we're going to slide it on here, center it as best we can. All right, so we are going to just glue between the 2 score marks, the one in the center and the one that was a 1/2 inch up. Push that down, and I'm going to fold this back so I don't accidentally have any of the glue seep through, and glue my flap down. All right, and we're going to go to the other side, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to glue just up to the fold. And I can tell that this is a little bit crooked. All right, so that will go in there. And that will go in there. All right, to the top. All right. Now, I know this is probably a weird page to have had a surprise in there, but whatever one I end up putting in, if I don't want to see that, I can always cover it up with something. All right, so we're gonna try to do our best to evenly space that with that one. And again, just glue between the half and the center of the page. Beautiful. And this side. Okay. Put that down. Fold so it doesn't get stuck. There we go. And there we are. A double-sided, double flip, double hidden journaling spot. Double, double, double. Double, double, double. It's a weird page that I put it on, but it's fun, right? All right, so I think I'm just gonna, before I forget, I'm gonna grab something to put on top of there to make it not look weird. Now the other thing I thought of that I forgot I was thinking about using was to be able to use some washies to put on there, or reinforcers, not washies. Put some reinforcers on there to decorate. These brads are a bit small for these reinforcers. They probably wouldn't have looked as good, but if you got the bigger brads that you want to put on there, washers, reinforcers would look kind of fun to put on there as an option. All right, so I just grabbed these little PET squares because there's a ton of little tiny things in here that little white flower. Brown circle, but I'm gonna find something to put on top of there. I just don't want a brown circle, but I figured that'd be a nice way to kind of anchor it down a little bit. Another little flower. Okay. Crisis averted. Yeah, I just decorate however we want to on there. So many opportunities to decorate there, something bigger there, circle-wise. Too much fun. But yeah, this is how I decorate this one. A little washi fruit with a label. I found a hexagon label that I thought went well. I'll put a washi sticker on there. Didn't decorate this side. But yeah, right? Fun stuff. I love it. Okay, well, I think that is going to be it for today's project. I hope you enjoyed that. Got some ideas to make some pages on your own. I definitely could foresee doing this in other applications for sure. Yeah, I love it. both of them. Okay, well that is going to be it for me today. If you like the video, a thumbs up would be great. Any questions or comments, please feel free to add those in the bottom. I love to hear from you guys. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. I've got some lovely ideas coming up in the near future. Still working on my retro 50s journal. And yeah, all right, that's going to be it for me today. I truly appreciate each and every one of you that stopped by today and hung out with me. And as usual, I hope you all have a wonderful and creative day. Bye now.